Okay, let me just get that out there. And there we go. Okay. So, we are currently on... Let's see. So I was going to do a movie chat here while I'm playing some Friday the 13th here. I was going to do it on Twitch, but Twitch is down right now, so I figured whatever. We'll give it a shot on YouTube. I haven't really tried streaming on YouTube. We'll give it a shot here. So, let's see if we get some decent matches here. Let's see if we can set that up here. There we go. All right. So naturally, I'm sure the big news that everyone wants to talk about is I just recently saw that George Romero is dead at I believe 77. I think I might be older than that, but I'll have to double check that. But yeah, it stinks that George Romero, the creator of the creator of Night of the Living Dead and Dawn of the Dead, is just passed on, man. Man, he never quit for the zombie genre. I mean, his later stuff it wasn't that good. I mean, especially stuff like Diary of the Dead and Survival of the Dead. I just thought were just not up to snuff. But man, it's gonna be great to go back and look at like Night of the Living Dead again, especially Day of the Dead and Dawn of the Dead. Which Jason we got? Oh, great. Let me just change the setting. I'm not gonna quit, not gonna quit. Don't worry, don't worry. Just gonna change the audio settings here. Oh, who left? Oh, just one. Thank goodness. Alright. I'll book it for right now. So yeah, interesting about George Romero is that he never quit making movies, even though I think most of his Dead stuff got a little old. One film that he was working on, which I mentioned this in my book about video game movies, is he was supposed to do he was supposed to write and I think direct the first Resident Evil movie. Which sounds, I mean, that sounds like too good to be true. I mean, one of the first big zombie video games written by the guy who invented zombie movies. And from what it sounds like, at least, according to Romero, is that he was making a script that was very faithful to the... Uh-oh. What would that be? Probably over here. Yeah, I'll check here. So yeah, apparently George Romero was making a Resident Evil movie that was very faithful to the games, but that's not what Sony wanted. Sony wanted, well, because it was, the early 2000s, Sony basically wanted The Matrix. And, during that era, everyone had to have The Matrix, so, like, we're not making an actual horror movie now. We're just gonna make a very, stylish action picture with lots of slow motion and high kicks in the air, and we're gonna have loud rock music and bullet time effects and all that. And so Sony didn't go with George Romero's vision of Resident Evil, which is kind of sad. It's like the road less traveled. It's like, because we just recently had, was it like the sixth Resident Evil movie? It's supposed, it's called The Last Chapter, which is a laugh because. How many times have like the last or final chapter meant anything? Especially with Friday the 13th, it was the fourth film. It's called the final chapter, I believe. And of course, it was only the fourth film, so it's like, yeah, right. What are we doing here? Also, pretty big news that the next Doctor Who is female. Which, alright. I don't really have huge feelings on Doctor Who. Oh, shoot. Uh... Oh, here we go. Oh, is he around me? Oh, it's intense. Oh. Oh my goodness. Oh. Oh. Is he distracted? Nope, I got him on there and... Yeah, whatever. There we go. Hey, Jason. Big mistake. Yeah, he's gonna kill me. I figured. What are you gonna do? Window death or... I haven't seen this. What is... Oh, the two-handed choke. Alright. Wonderful. What is... Well, no one has mics, so it's anyone's guess at this point. Yeah, it's just the 3 left right now. Yeah, it doesn't look like they're going to try much. Alright, we'll try for another match. So, the other thing... Well, of course, the other big thing, like, I mean, obviously this weekend was the D23 Expo. Which, for those who aren't aware of that, you know, Disney every year does this, does their big expo where they show off, they basically just show off, like, everything that they're doing, you know, all their movies, their animated movies, their theme park stuff, I think some video games sometime, that might be off on that one, but, basically just announcing all the big things, namely stuff like, showing the first image from Mary Poppins Returns, which, it looks alright, you know. Mary Poppins. Doesn't look like anything like crazy or that. It's like, yeah, it looks like, I guess, a modern Mary Poppins would look, you know. Gonna find a server here. Okay. One of their other announcements was, the only one that I was kind of looking forward to the most was that they announced that The Incredibles 2 is apparently supposed to take place directly after the events of the first Incredibles movie, which I could kind of see how that would play out, you know, with opening up the film, you know, with them fighting, for those who don't remember, like The Incredibles, when they started fighting the Underminer, and, which Jason's it? It's probably not. Is it? Yep. No.
I gotta find the others.
So yeah, I could see how they would open the Incredibles with oh, who's here? Oh, they're on the other side. I might as well lock it. Jason will probably just blow through these anyway, but whatever. So yeah, I could see them opening up the Incredibles 2 with them fighting the Endermiter and like this big, you know, return to form of like the whole family fighting together.
Hey guys,
And then cutting away to and then, you know, just cutting away to like when the kids are older or something, and, you know, like they're not as, they don't gel as well as a family or something like that. That could be interesting. Speculation at this point, obviously.
I'm not gonna actually like keep it though.
But looking forward to it because Brad Bird's involved. And usually when, and I think that's usually that's really the only big reason that Brad Bird wasn't involved in. Uh-oh.
Jason's on his way over here.
Alright, be careful.
Yep. Easy. Yeah, I think that's the only reason that Brad Bird wasn't really involved with, you know, doing Incredibles 2 for so long. Well, many people can say that, you know, because Disney didn't want to fund it because they're being stupid. But I think it's mostly just because, like, you know, Brad Bird didn't want to do a second one. Which is completely fine, you know, if there's not a story there and he doesn't want to do it, that's fine. I would rather do that than make Cars 2. Sorry, hot chick. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm out of here. Yeah, I know that was stupid. Oh, perfect. Saga knife there. So what was some other D23 stuff that came out? I know there was the whole deal with the Avengers Infinity. I think there was like some images that came out from that. Oh, perfect. Thanks, Doppelganger. Oh no. What are we doing? What? What the hell are we doing? Alright, I guess we're sprinting match now. Oh god. Fucking knife, come on. There we go.
Holy shit. Is that a dead body?
Sorry, dude. Oh my goodness, I'm the biggest jerk. Oh, jeez. Ugh, crap. Now we're gonna get the head crush. Yeah. There's quite a bit left, aren't there?
Keys for the two-seater.
Alright. Who's it? Jason? Oh, that's right. Where is she? Right there? Will she make it? Alright, I got Tommy Jarvis. Dang. That's probably from the first guy. He deserves it. They kind of screwed him there. So what else? There was the, I saw there was the ridiculous announcement that, Sigourney Weaver is still touting the 4 planned Avatar films, which she says, like, oh yeah, their scripts are great, they're still, it's still gonna happen. And it's like, yeah, it's one of those things, like, you know, they're pushing it, and it looks like they're serious, because they're doing the whole Avatar land that just started up. But, you know, again, you know, it's going to be one of those things that, you know, I'll believe it when I see it. Especially with, I mean, especially with especially with James Cameron. Because, I mean, you know, like, I was just thinking back to, you know, how he said he was going to do, that Battle Angel movie. Like, he's been saying that for, like, what, like, 15 years? So it's like, oh, yeah, we're going to do the Battle Angel movie. Yeah, it's never going to happen at this point. I mean, we thought it was going to happen because, well, it seemed like there was that television series, Dark Angel, that seemed like it looked like Battle Angel and felt like Battle Angel, but it wasn't quite it, yeah, because there wasn't any like cyberpunk element to it.
Where is he?
Oh my!
Yo, shoot him.
Let's see how they're going to get out with the car.
Oh my god. Get in the car.
Oh no.
I feel so bad for
boy.
whoever I just shot.
Okay, all set. Time to get out of here.
All right, Tommy. Oh, really?
Just back up.
Holy shit! It started.
And for backwards driving now. Oh my. So yeah. I don't know, Sigourney Weaver even, like, is she gonna, like, I'm guessing that she's gonna be in the new movies somehow. 4 of them, jeez. I mean, yeah, Avatar came out, like, what, like 2009? So we're probably gonna end up getting the sequel, like, 10 years later. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Oh, come on, Tommy.
Fixed it. I'm out of here.
To be honest, I only have 17 frames.
This is ridiculous.
You have what?
17 FPS.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
So I can speak it now.
Help me.
Nope.
Oh boy. Just get in the car.
I know. Oh. Wait, where'd she... I guess he chopped her into another dimension. Oh boy. And... Oh, is this the, Oh, the arm hack, yeah. Yeesh.
Everyone is terrible.
Holy shit! It started.
What the hell are you doing, Tommy?
Imagine playing this game at 20 FPS.
Hey, I'm doing it too, dude. It's not that hard.
Help! Oh God!
I'm running this on a crap machine, and it's still running okay for me. Oh my.
Pretend you're stunned. No, pretend you're stunned. That doesn't look stun to me.
Get a good angle.
Oh my god.
No, it's just...
Oh, of course, Bella taught messaging, now mass messaging.
Oh boy.
Oh, Matt message first.
You died.
It's all done now, Jason. Your job is through. Return to Mommy.
All done, mommy. One moment.
Hello.
Okay. Are you waiting? Yeah, it's pretty quiet in here. Come on. That's what I love about selecting random Jason or random counselor. Never know what you're gonna get. Like, am I a baghead Jason this time? Nope. I am douchebag flannel guy.
Now.
At least I get the gun here. We got the gun. So yeah, in terms of new movies this week, I wanted to see... I so badly wanted to see War of the Planet of the Apes. Unfortunately, I didn't get to the screening because apparently... well, here's the thing about, like, the peculiar thing about Fox is that, for those who don't know, War of the Planet of the Apes is through Fox. But yeah, so Fox tends to, well, at least as of recently I've noticed, is that they tend to hold early screenings for their films. They want to get the buzz out as early as possible, which I love that. I love that I got to see, you know, Logan as soon as possible and you know, praise it from the mountaintops. Because it really is one of the best films of the year. And I was looking forward to do that with War of the Planet of the Apes. But the problem is because they hold these screenings so because they hold them, so far out from the week that they open, they often, bunch up with other screenings that happen during the week. So, like, a good example would be, when, like, the screening was, like, 3 weeks ago. And so there are all these other big films that were coming out that week, as opposed to, War of the Planet of the Apes, that, that was going to be that farther out. And so usually what will happen is that these screenings will get, like, either these private screening events or these odd hours for them. Like, I think, like, War of the Planet of the Apes was, like, early afternoon, and I couldn't make it, and I was so bummed. Because I really do I love Rise of the Planet of the Apes and Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. I think it's the best new trilogy so far. Well, I'm hoping I can say it's the best trilogy, because I really want to see that third film. So yeah, I didn't get around to see that, but no, I did get to see, go to the screener of, come on, what's, there we go. Ah, crap. Ah. Yeah. What is going on? What? Oh no, I'm glitched. Oh my goodness, this is beautiful. I love this. Look at me booking around here. Oh my goodness. Oh no. My free ride is over. Oh boy. Fun while it lasted. Let's see, is there anyone else active in here? I got her Tommy out. Jeez.
I joined like right when the last game was ending. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. You gotta survive, Muffin? Is that what that says?
No, Jason's my new so do what you gotta do. All he said.
So yeah, great to see you, like, wish upon this instead of War of the Planet of the Apes. Because, I mean, I still looked forward to it, because, I mean, it was a bad horror movie. But the good news is it was such a bad horror movie that that I can almost recommend it as kind of like a midnight viewing, just for how ridiculous that film was. So many great things. I think probably the best moment of that movie is watching Ryan Felipe play the saxophone, and. Especially, like, he plays the father of the girl who's making these, like, wishes to improve her life. And, jeez, just getting bloody. So, yeah, Ryan Felipe plays the father of the woman who's, making these wishes. And she wishes, like, oh, I wish my father were less embarrassing.
I'll miss you all.
And, and the way that she envisions, like, her father was embarrassing because if he plays the saxophone in front of all their female friends. And then one of her friends becomes, like, attracted to her dad, but thankfully that goes nowhere, because there's already so many horrible things in the movie. Yeah, it's almost kind of lovable. It's one of those bad movies that are fun to riff on, which is good. Usually a lot of the bad films I see are just, like, straight bad in the fact that, they just misfire at every turn, and, like, a lot of them are comedies. And, like, when you fail at comedies, it's kind of excruciating, because if it's one joke,
I'm helping.
then that's it, and then you're just, like, stuck with it the whole movie. Whereas with, like, a bad horror movie that's trying to be both sincere and, well, at least sincere and terrifying and everything like that, and if it fails, then you can kind of have some unintentional fun with it. Which is exactly what Wish Upon is. It's probably going to end up on my worst of the year list, but at like the very bottom, at like number 10, you know, which you know, try to find a bad movie that's great to watch, is like to make fun of and riff on. Just perfect. Okay, what are we doing here? This is insane.
I need heals. Do you have med?
My goodness. Oh,
Fuck.
not in time. Got coffee here. Ah, damn good coffee. Yeah, I'll probably cut this around 8 for Twin Peaks.
Oh shoot.
What's he doing here?
Oh, hi there,
Yep.
Jason.
Oh, hi there, Jason.
Listen, I think we can talk about this.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Go.
Sorry. I hate that joke, but I had to get it.
Please,
So I'm glad you
don't do
came by.
this.
Wait a minute. I just talked to you.
Oh my.
Bad.
Oh,
You gotta go to your show.
Thank you, whoever just shot that.
You're welcome!
okay. Oh no. What are you doing? Get the bat. So there wasn't too much else from the D23 Expo at this point. I mean, most of the news that I was reading today was stuff about the, you know, the theme park attractions and everything like that, like the Star Wars Galaxy Edge thing, the hotel, the Star Wars hotel thing, the Guardians of the Galaxy ride, all that crap. It's kind of just the fact that there's going to be a Tron ride. That could be interesting, but not much else other than what the? Oh, there we go. Ah man, asphyxiation is so lame. Stop me, we can run for it. Jeez.
No! I'm healing!
Oh, there's the classic one. Oh, My Bloody Valentine. What the? What?
I'm dead. I died.
Ah, Jesus, these kids.
Just kill Mike, you said.
Yeah,
Then you fucking die.
Yeah, I'm not digging on this one. Yeah, the one bit of news out of D23 that was a little bit you know, most people kind of knew it, but Mark Ruffalo pretty much said that, you know, there's no chance of another Hulk standalone movie. I mean, you know, he could be, it's possible, you know, Mark really doesn't have the biggest say, you know, depending on what's going on at Marvel. But you know, just having him say that, you know, is dashing a lot of people's hopes that, you know, there's not going to be like a Planet Hulk movie, or honestly, I really don't care if there'd be like a Planet Hulk movie, just because we already had that animated movie and it was okay. But honestly, the follow-up story of World War Hulk, I thought was a lot more interesting, of when Hulk, you know, comes back to Earth to basically get revenge on everyone who sent him out into space. That is a far cooler movie than just Hulk going to an alien planet and then busting up some aliens in a gladiator ring. At least for me. I'm sure, you know, for a lot of people it'll be fun. But I mean, considering that it looks like we're going to get something like that in Thor Ragnarok, you know, we're probably not going to get a Planet Hulk movie. Because if we did, people are just going to look at it and they're just going to be like, oh, well, it's looks like the same thing we got in Thor Ragnarok. Now, what do we got here? 41313. Yeah, I haven't read through all of the material here. There's a lot of stuff with like Star Wars and like the Marvel Universe that's coming up here. I'm sure there's going to be more footage that's going to release in the next few days. Oh, the other thing I noticed that I just looked this up. I feel bad though because I just wrote an article about this and it hasn't been published by the editor and it's probably going to be edited at this point. But Guy Ritchie has just finished casting for Aladdin. Now initially he wanted to have, you know, like a Middle Eastern type actor play Aladdin, which is great. You know, he wants to, and he didn't care like who it was. He just wanted to make sure that, you know, it fit there, which is fine. You know, they've done stuff like that with Pete's Dragon and Cinderella and The Jungle Book. They've hired these mostly unknown actors, and they've done a great job. But for Aladdin, well, here's the thing: Guy Ritchie, he's cast someone called Mina Masood for Aladdin. I'm gonna have to look up more about him, but the actress who he cast for Jasmine is Naomi Watts. Which, alright, Mina Hassad, I think that name sounds familiar. I think he might have been, was he from Power Rangers? Oh no, wait, that's a different one I'm thinking of. But yeah, Naomi, oh no, wait. Oh shoot, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm reading that wrong and I'm Jason now. Yeah, apparently it's Naomi Scott from Blade Runner. From Power Rangers. Naomi Scott from Power Rangers, the young actress you might remember from there, is cast as Jasmine, which is great. Because I initially read that as Naomi Watts, and I knew that would have made headlines immediately. Like, oh, we're back to whitewashing again. Let's see, should we go straight for the car? Yes, we should. We'll booby trap the car first. But yeah, that apparently was going on for a long time with, oh, come on. There we go. Yeah, that was apparently going on for a long time where they were trying to cast for Aladdin and they were not coming up with the actor they wanted. Now, for a lot of people, you know, it's easy enough. You know, they look at, you know, whoever's like the top Middle Eastern actor and they say, oh, go with him. Like, I think like was it Riz Ahmed was a selection at one point. Another one was, oh, what's his name? Mr. Robot. That guy. He was in, Rami Malek. I think that's his name. Yeah, a lot of people were suggesting that, but the key thing is that, you know, Guy Ritchie, he just wants to find someone who's young, who's Middle Eastern, and can sing. And the thing is, is that he's willing to go with an unknown for that, which I love the fact that Disney is doing these big blockbusters and trying to find unknown actors for these roles. Not so much with Beauty and the Beast, obviously, because they chose, you know, the big, you know, the obvious choices of, what's her name? Emma Watson. And it just wasn't effective. Partially because I don't really think Emma Watson's that great an actress. Especially for her singing numbers. What the? What? What is happening? Alright. First skill. Well, that was... Looks like we stepped on our neck and missed.
Hunt them down.
Oh! Came right on the offensive. I commend you, my friend.
You can never die.
Come on. Round and around, up we go. Yeah. It's great that they finally found their Aladdin and Jasmine. 'Cause of course, you know, everyone is familiar that, you know, they were casting like Will Smith in there. What is going on here? Why am I glitching like crazy? I swear, this game. Okay, so they're right outside there. Oh boy, they're gonna bunch up here. Ah! Right in the face.
Find them. Kill them.
Because apparently, like, Aladdin was supposed to be shooting this month, and then I think it was pushed back to August, and it's probably going to be pushed back to September at this point. Which, you know, at least it'll happen, you know. I mean, Ritchie was willing to take his time to, you know, to find the right actors and actresses for this film. At least for Aladdin and Jasmine, I know they've already, you know, cast Will Smith as the genie, and I forget who it was. They did say they had someone attached for Jafar. It was some big name. I think it might be a rumor at this point, though. Come on, can I get in there? Ah, come on. Ah, hate this, Jason. Alright, can we actually get through this time? Ah! Clever girl.
Don't let them.
So we'll just stand there, I guess. Oh my goodness, I'm terrible at this. I'm just hoping I can get the rage up high enough. So I can just blow through doors, finally. Be the big bad wolf. I'll probably escape in the time we do this, too. Oh, come on. Oh, really, dude? Of course.
Want to hurt you, Jason?
Of course. He's got the knife. I'll just stroll towards him, I guess. Alright. Come on, speed walk, Jason. Come on. Get out of my kill. What is up with this kill?
They deserve to die, Jason.
No, you
Make
don't.
them suffer.
Come on, dude.
Please, no.
Alright, finally, a different one. That was... Oh, because I turn on stock, I don't get the music.
That's my Jason.
Ah, boy.
That's
How many are we down here? Alright, 3 more.
boy.
Let's see. Oh, are they all waiting? Let's see. What is... The glitches I'm getting with Jason tonight are just bizarre. Oh. Ah, oh my goodness, double teamed.
Find them. Kill them.
Oh, so we got Tommy here too. Alright, so those two are probably gonna make it out of there, aren't they? Yeah. And they got firecrackers, whatever. Can I hit them from here? Nah, not quite. Alright, forget that. Let's see. Oh.
From Jason.
Yeah, I deserve that. I deserve that. And there he is. Oh, why not? Alright, come on. More pocket knives.
You know what you're here
That has to have been like 6 pocket knives. Alright.
cannot
Okay.
die. Never
At least we
die.
got a few. I think everyone else rage quitted though. I don't know, rage quitted. Maybe they just got bored. I know I do that too.
My sweet, sweet Jason. Mommy is proud of you. Now come home.
I don't know, Ma. I only got like half of them. Yeah, I'll leave this match. Try a different one. See if we get him one more match. Come on. Jeez. Look at that. Martin Scorsese is apparently shooting another film, Killers of the Flower Moon, early next year. You know, after he finishes up on the Irishman, obviously. Man, that guy doesn't stop. Not too much else big. You know, there's a little bit more footage from Coco. There's some news about Frozen 2, but not a whole lot. Just hate the anticipation from all this like D3 announcements. I did notice that John Lasseter is not on Toy Story 4 anymore, which honestly I'm kind of fine with, you know, depending on who he puts on it. I don't know. Did they announce who was going to be directing it? What's his name? Josh Cooley. He was he worked on the short for Inside Out. Was it like Riley's First Date or something like that? So that might be interesting. Get some fresh blood going at Pixar there. We got our gas already. And walkie-talkie already.
So firecrackers and flares.
We'll get that right away.
Messed up your bitch. How sexy.
How did you just call me a bitch?
Oh my goodness.
Lee called me a bitch.
Yeah.
Who knows why? Definitely not gonna have sex with him though.
What is going on?
Pimp.
Not a very good one.
Yeah, this has the feel of a bad horror movie.
Dude, why would you think calling yourself a pimp would get that reaction?
Chillax, baby girl.
Don't call me baby girl.
Chillax.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I walk you, which is why you're hearing vocals.
Got them batteries for them cars.
Oh, crap.
Baby girl, you wanna go for a ride?
Let's see if we can be very quiet. I don't think Jason's around.
The only thing I accept is when Chad calls me babe. That's it. Everything else is a no-go.
Oh, God, there's someone else over there.
Hey, where's the car at?
Cars at the lodge and Woodbury.
Now, if it's a smart Jason, he's probably trapped it. No?
Yeah, there's one with very blue car.
And I was wrong. Well, we
I
just
think
still
I put
take
that
Perfect.
one right.
people that come scare our car.
I thought that was odd that Jason knocked out the power, and I'm guessing it's a glitch where he knocks out power here and it goes off for the other house.
Walkie-talkie yet. No, what you said.
I know. I'll let him know. I got gas in the car.
Boys?
I finally got a walkie.
Alright. And we got a battery. This is gonna be a good match. Famous last words. And we're all bunched up. Uh-oh. Who?
So who has the car
Someone-
Oh,
key?
you're a girl. God, Lance.
Alright.
So. what?
Everybody stick
I have
together.
Sex or what?
You can't call yourself a pimp and be the nerd girl.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That's being pimp all day, every day.
This is...
Well, he has to play the nerd girl that's any pussy he can ever get.
Oh.
Ooh, that was a good one.
Ever feel like you're too old for games?
I try.
Anyone got
I
fused?
could tell.
Just way too old. keep the flare gun or not.
I don't have the fuse.
Yeah, I'll switch for the baseball bat.
I haven't even seen the fuse box.
Yeah, disarm the fuse. Disarm trap at the fuse.
Now let's stick with these guys. Oh boy.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
The slasher has arrived, guys. The slasher
Let's
has
go.
arrived.
Oh yeah, I forgot that already.
Let's see. Car keys. Next best thing.
Apparently he messed up his game, he said.
Fuses at Palmer's.
Oh boy.
You got my window, homie.
Probably go back.
Well, he's down.
Yeah. Doppelgangers stick together.
Nice shot.
Guessing someone shot
I was
Jason
surprised
there.
at that 'cause that was panic.
I had no idea where he was at until I heard him shift. Nice throw there, Jason, buddy.
Alright, batteries at Palmer's Pass with the fuse.
And we're all still alive somehow. Everything's been gutted. Woo.
It's alright, we got this.
I think he wants to.
If we're lucky.
Might as well heal myself up.
Finally got myself a map.
Oh, hey, baby girl, it's me and you again.
Oh,
Okay.
Jesus. Where's Jason?
Hey, dang, he's fine.
Miss, maybe we should go back for the battery soon.
Yeah, I was just gonna check this place.
Oh, that's fine.
It's not locked, so usually that means it wasn't.
No, it's not fine. It's not fine.
Sure it is.
Gas is here.
Just another map in that. I'll
Yeah,
carry
this
the
place
gas
is already been
car.
ransacked. Do we have a map? Oh, good.
Here, do you want me to take it?
Okay, we're all relatively
No, I'll
together.
just carry it and I'll drop it. Let's just get the car
Yeah, but
battery
you're
as well.
better with the baseball bat. Dude.
Oh yeah, that's actually true.
Here, take the gas and I'll pick it up.
Yeah, everyone's pretty well
Alright, I
coordinated
just
tonight.
dropped it outside.
Despite some attempts at one D-bag trying to hit on a girl, that's not bad.
Miss, maybe me and you should go back and
Oh, shoot.
fix that
Yeah,
fuse
he's gonna
if
drop
it's up
that.
there.
Pocket knife.
Fix that fuse and call the cops and we'll get the car battery.
Did the guy who still has the fuse die?
I don't know. We
I
can
know
always
someone
just
had
go
it,
take a
he
look.
just didn't know what the fuse box was. Grab the battery over there.
Yeah, safety. Temporarily. I'm done for it, eh?
Mr. Light.
Let's see if we can set it again here.
fuse box?
Did either of you have the
Oh man, too far out.
Anybody?
Didn't see the fuse.
Anyone want to help me?
Help you with what?
Oh.
Nah, that's true.
Okay, I'll call the cops and over here.
Yes, we know. We're looking for the fuse.
Ah. Oh god. And no for it. Do I get a body slam? Well, I'm the first one dead, so hopefully a Tommy Jarvis is on the way.
Anyone have keys?
If they have indeed radioed for him. Shattered.
no, he was not phone.
Alright. Come on, let's get a Tommy Jarvis going.
That is so true. We did not check that house.
Not gonna need a Tommy Jarvis, are we? Thoughts on Friday the 13th being cancelled? It's old, but it's something, I guess. I'm kind of actually depressed that that there's not going to be another Friday the 13th movie. Because I don't know, I think it could work, and it's mainly because a lot of these Platinum Doom movies, like, you know, the Friday the 13th from was it from like 2009 or 10, something like that? I actually really dug that one. It was a reboot they were doing. It was much better than the Nightmare on Elm Street. Not to go back there. Yeah, it's much better than the Nightmare on Elm Street reboot they did, which just tried to redefine itself too well. They tried to do the stupid thing with micro naps. They tried to make Freddy look like an actual burn victim, which is not really cool. Not as cool, not as cool as at least they thought it was. He looked like a Muppet at times. But yeah, I wish they would have gone ahead with a Friday the 13th, another Friday the 13th movie, because I thought the reboot or the remake they did, the first one they did, it was actually pretty back to basics stuff. It felt like a standard Friday the 13th movie, and I thought, you know, from there we could build onto something crazier. Like, I mean, I don't know how much further we can go.
Get out! Go!
Oh, let's see.
Firecrackers.
Hey, let's go find the sweater.
They running for it? Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I don't, you know, it's not like saying like, oh, they're gonna screw up Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th has already been to space and to hell and to Manhattan, which is probably my least favorite one, even though it has one of my favorite kills of the punching the guy's head off into a dumpster, which is kind of funny. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of want to see Friday the 13th work. And I think it's mainly because, you know, a lot of these franchise horror films are not working out, except for like the smaller ones, more cheaper ones that are coming up here. Like there's a new Annabelle coming out, which that is so bizarre to think about. That there's that there was The Conjuring, and then The Conjuring had a spin-off of Annabelle, and then Annabelle is going to have a sequel, while The Conjuring is having a sequel. And from what I hear, there's going to be, what's his name? Like the Shadow Man or the Tall Man from The Conjuring 2 is going to have his own movie at some point. It's so bizarre. It's gonna be this Blumhouse connected universe now. But yeah, it's kind of sad, because right now I think horror movies are kind of hot right now, mainly because their studios spend so little money on them. And oh my goodness, Jason's on the offensive. But yeah, horror movies they're spending so little money right now, so even if they are a failure, they'll still make bank. And it'd be interesting to see what they would do if they took chances with the Friday the 13th movie. Because a lot of these, like, big horror films, stuff like Rings and, I'm trying to think of some other ones. Like, you know, like, oh, everyone misses like that.
Get him, Jason! Get him! Get him!
Wow, this is bloody.
Oh yeah, get him! Get him! Get him!
Man, he's not messing around.
Jason, let me help you out, alright?
Yeah, it stinks. I really want to see them do some more crazy stuff with Jason. And don't be afraid to, like, make it go crazy. Make it go, like, nuts with just... like, I'm not even sure what we could do with Jason at this point. I mean, he's already been to, like, Freddy's Dream World and everything.
He does. He just likes to hack and
But I mean,
slash.
that's the challenge, you know. How do we make Friday the 13th even crazier than it is? I would love to see that. Especially since there are a lot of great horror movies now that are challenging sort of the dumb horror films. Like,
Sorry about that, guys. 4-on-1, I couldn't do it. 4-on-1, I
GG.
couldn't do it. GG.
It's good to know your limitations.
yeah, some of the better horror films out right now are It Comes at Night, It Follows from a few years ago, The Babadook, stuff like that. There's a lot of cool horror films out there. So it'd be interesting to see if the studio felt like trying to see how they can make Friday the
Alright,
13th
see you later.
effective.
See ya, baby.
No, D. Just no.
I'll go for one more match here. See if we can finish this up.
Alright.
Not sure if I want to see I mean, in terms of like a horror franchise that I would like to see come back, I don't know if there's any that I want to see come back. Mostly because I think all the big horror franchises have come back in some form or another. I mean, heck, there's a new Child's Play movie, and it's it's amazing, kind of amazing to think that a lot of these horror films have sort of a solid base to most of them. Like they have like a dedication, you know, like how Robert Englund was every version of Freddy Krueger up until the remake, and how I forgot his name, but the original guy who headed up Child's Play, he's done all the Chucky movies, and he's got a new one coming out too. So yeah, I'm not sure if I want to see any. Like, I'm trying to think of like a horror film that has not been remade, and there's quite a lot that hasn't. I was gonna say, like, I really like obscure stuff, kind of like Black Christmas, but then Black Christmas was remade about 10 years ago, I think. And so, well, I guess maybe I don't want to see it, and I'm sure they won't, but like a remake of Suspiria. Which, I mean, Suspiria is one of those like artsy horror films that you know, when I first saw it, I didn't really dig it, but then over time, I've come to love that film. And yeah, it's one of those things that, you know, it's like lightning in a bottle. They could try to duplicate Suspiria, but I doubt they could match that level of atmosphere that was in that film. Not sure what else we could do with... What can you do with Jason? And it's one of those things that, you know, I'm kind of bummed that, you know, we'll never get to see a Friday the 13th reboot. But at the same time, I'm not like holding my breath, like, oh no, like we need more horror. It's like, no, we have great horror right now. We have like stuff like most recent one I saw was It Comes at Night, which is amazing. I mean, even the dopey horror, like Wish Upon, which was completely ridiculous, but it's fitting for being a bad horror film. So it's like we don't really need these, especially in this age of like franchises and reboots and remakes and sequels and stuff. We don't need like more Friday the 13th stuff like that. We don't need it.
Oh God, what am I gonna do?
Because we got enough original horror, especially for, you know, genre pictures right now, which are all about, you know, getting that marquee value. It's great to finally have, you know, a genre like horror where there's people experimenting. Even stuff that doesn't quite hit. At least it's trying to be original, do something new.
Oh my god!
Oh, great. Oh, I'm screwed. Oh, can I break free? Oh, almost. Yeah, we're gonna get a door kill. Not bad. Not bad at all. Well, obviously bad because I died, but at least my flare gun will defy gravity. And how's everyone else doing? Yeah, I don't know if I want to stick around for that. No one's got a mic anyway, so whatever. So yeah, I'll leave on a quick note saying that, you know, there's a lot of great horror films out there right now, especially with Wish Upon, after Wish Upon ended, it has probably one of the most ridiculous both credit sequences and mid-credit stingers I've seen in recent times, that I just laughed at it. And while I was laughing at it, this one guy came up to me and he was like appalled that I was laughing at this film. It's like, how could you laugh at this horror film? And I explained to him, you know, how ridiculous it is, how it's derivative of the I'll customize while I'm doing this. How it was derivative of, like, you know, like the Wishmaster films and Final Destination, and just how like the writing was ridiculous, where characters would say awesome sauce, and how everyone was despicable, and his defense of the film was just like, oh well, you know, I still liked it. I mean, you know, it was a fun concept for what it was. I mean, it's not great or anything, but it's like, and it almost felt like he was. I know he got a little offended when I said, like, oh, you don't have to settle for horror films like these. It's like, well, I'm not settling. But I told him, like, well, what was the last horror film you saw? And it was like, I think he said something like It Follows or something like that, which is a great film, but it was from like about 2 or 3 years ago. So I recommended, like, oh, dude, you got to go out and look for more stuff like It Comes at Night, and stuff like the Babadook and stuff like that. There's a lot of great horror films out there right now. So don't settle, and don't. And, you know, I'm not that worried about Friday the 13th not coming out, because, you know, I love Friday the 13th, but we can do without a remake, because there's already a lot of great horror out there. Okay, so thanks for watching.